In today's episode, Mana asks, why do most corporations not take advantage of live streaming and video marketing for their businesses? The answer to this question is that they're usually lacking six key things. Six things that you need to make video marketing successful, six things you need to make any kind of marketing successful. Number one is you need a goal. What are you trying to accomplish from a business perspective? Video for video's sake is fun, it's tinkering, but if there's no actual goal, then you're going to have a really hard time getting budget, funding, and approval for a formal video project, something other than shooting stuff on your smartphone. Once you have that, the second thing you need is research. What sorts of information do you need to gather about the process of video marketing or the process of live streaming that will be impactful, that will yield intelligent results, that will yield good results? So what do you need to know about the different strategies out there? Do you need to know about the different tools, the different vendors, and things like that? No research means you're just going to probably go through a lot of iterative cycles and take a very, very long time to launch and possibly make some avoidable mistakes. The third thing you need is a video marketing strategy, which is goals times those methods. It is the why of what you're doing the video specifically for. The fourth thing you need are tactics. What are you going to choose to do? What are you going to choose not to do? This involves everything from budget, like what budget you have that's going to constrain your limits, to channels. What channels should you be doing stuff on? To how many people are you going to need to do the thing? So your tactics are the fourth thing. The fifth thing you're going to need is an execution strategy, a plan of execution. What's the methodology? What's the script? What's the template? What's the pieces you need to make video marketing work well for you? That can be things like the schedule, when you're going to do these episodes, because you should always, with video, with any kind of content marketing, really have regular, frequent content that is available at the same place and time on a regular basis. One of the things that I ask in one of my marketing keynotes is, how many people remember when Seinfeld was on, when and what channel? And these days, still about anywhere from a third to a fourth of the audience, a third to half of the audience remembers that Seinfeld was on Thursday nights at 9 on NBC back in 20 years ago now, which is astonishing. Someone remembers the day and time of a TV show 20 years later because it was great content that was available at a specific place and time on a regular, repeatable basis. The same is true for any kind of marketing that you're doing. Your email newsletter, for example, should be on the same day and time, generally, so that people know to expect it at those times. So your execution strategy has got to incorporate timing. It's got to incorporate the methodology. It's got to incorporate software and workflows and things like that. Like if you search on the YouTube channel, you should be able to find the video of the process of putting together these daily videos. It's an extensive process, but that process is the execution strategy to make sure it is as efficient as possible. And the sixth and final thing that you need to make video marketing or live streaming or whatever successful within the enterprise is you need a measurement strategy. And the measurement strategy has to be more than, hey, we got X number of viewers, or this video got X number of views, unless views is your only benchmark. So if you are a publisher, or you're trying to build a publishing channel where you're going to monetize that channel solely with eyeballs in video advertising, then yes, views would be an appropriate metric. But for everything else, things like reach and awareness, things like lead conversion or in-store visits, you're going to need a much more robust measurement strategy, which takes all your video data into account, but then blends it with all the rest of your marketing data and is part of a robust attribution analysis strategy. If you don't have that, then you're not going to be able to prove the value of what you're doing. So those are the six things that you need to pull off a good video marketing strategy or a good live streaming strategy. And lots of companies don't have those in place for anything, much less for video marketing. And so that's the reason why many companies are hesitant to take advantage of newer technologies. Without that plan, risk aversion becomes the default response. No, that's too risky. What if we screw it up? What if we publish something silly? What if people laugh at us? What if we cause legitimate legal or financial complications, especially for publicly traded companies and for companies that operate with very sensitive data? You absolutely want to mitigate your risk. And so taking advantage of new channels is very difficult for people to do, because without that plan of action, there's no way to show that you've accounted for risk. A big part of getting a pilot approved at a company is drafting out this comprehensive 6-part plan, and then spending some time, especially on the governance side of things, to say, hey, this is how we are planning to mitigate and avoid risk. Where these are the things we've done, and these are the almost like the crisis plans we've set in place, so that if something does go wrong, we have a procedure in place to handle it. Doing things like that, where you have the cost-benefit analysis, where you have the plan of action that shows you've thought through everything, and you have the crisis plan, is generally going to reassure stakeholders enough that they'll be comfortable with the pilot program, if not a full-fledged outright program. But you need those 3 different plans in detail to get those approvals at the most regulated companies. Now, if you're a small startup or whatever, or you're at a very aggressive company, you can probably do whatever you want as long as it generates results. But for more traditional companies, you're going to need those 3 pieces. So, great question. It speaks a lot to corporate culture. It speaks a lot to that planning process. But if you have the planning process in place, if you've done your homework and you've put together a solid plan, there's a good chance that you can get your video marketing or your live streaming pilot project off the ground. As always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. If you want help with your company's data and analytics, visit braintrustinsights.com today and let us know how we can help you.